start now. All right. I'm Dr. Joseph, and today you'll learn about bullying. Listen,
Alright, I'm gonna try to make this short and sweet real quick. It should take 60 minutes, we're gonna do 30.
Yeah.
If not less, alright? So, let's go on some major points that they talked to us about, and then we'll kind of go from there. Alright. So today we're going to learn about the timeline of what's going on with respect to respect. We're going to talk about the curriculum that's involved in it as well. We kind of overlook that right quick, and then we're going to do a couple of activities to show us the imperative reason why we should interrupt harassment and bullying, like we said, and there's ways to respond to students when they report bullying. This program is a 3-phase program, so I'm going to kind of just touch on each phase right quick, and then we won't go into phase 2 or 3 because they're for next year. But phase 1, it was virtual training that myself and Dr. Joseph and Mr. Perry went to, and then the principal had their own training as well. To go over timeline, we're doing the faculty, what we're doing today, kind of the first phase of that, and then I will meet with a group of 8 to 10 students that will be selected to do a student advisory committee as well, to be a part of what we're doing for the school-wide. Now, this program is a county-wide bullying prevention program, so every school in Cobb County is using middle school and high school. So any student that comes in from a school in Cobb County, they should know really what's going on. Each step will be the same. Any questions for me? Yeah,
there's a sign-in sheet, so if one of your teachers not here, so please let us know so we can train that teacher individually.
Phase 2, we'll touch base again in August when we come back, to kind of just refresh what we talked about this year, and also introduce you to all the new teachers that will be coming in to South Cobb. After that, we will talk about the lesson plan that you guys will be teaching to the students. We'll pick out certain days that we'll meet with the students to do these lesson plans. There are 3 of them. We're talking about 1 a month. Again, we're talking about a 30-minute lesson plan. Kind of very interactive, but we'll go over that again.
That's for next year.
That's for next year. Don't worry about that at all. Again, just want to show you what it looks like. Phase 3, again, that'll be in 2025. And as you can see, we'll have 3 lesson plans, and we'll do some of the same things again with those students. Talk about bullying. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get to the meat of what we're doing today. So we all have seen bullying and harassment throughout in our building, from student to student sometimes, from faculty to faculty, all right, and sometimes faculty to students. So, but we have seen it, and it is here. So, what are some of the things we want to talk about? How do we become a better staff with just showing role models to our students here in the building? Yes.
Just being respectful to each other.
That's definitely. We say being respectful, right? That's a very broad word. What is being respectful? What are the signs of being respectful? What do we do? What does actions look like? Yes.
Appropriate communication between each other.
Communication, correct. All right. Anybody else?
Correcting them is not inappropriate.
Say it again now.
Correcting and on the spot is not.
Yes, we're going to talk about that today as well. Yes. Yes.
Accountability.
Accountability. Yes. Yes.
Showing empathy.
Yes. Yes. Big thing, especially being a counselor, right? And it's big for me. How can we create more safe places for our students to be able to feel comfortable and sharing some of the things that they're experiencing? Like, I'll give you an example. One of the things we've done in the counseling department, we got a calm room. So that's a place where they can come, close a curtain, and feel by themselves. And I know each room can't have that kind of space. But what can we do within our building to create that kind of atmosphere?
Let them know they won't be judged.
Okay.
So no matter what it is.
I like that.
Tell them it's a safe space. Tell them your room is a safe
Yes.
space.
Yes. Yes.
Building a relationship with your kids so that they feel comfortable even talking to you.
Yes.
It goes back to relationship just the way you greet them, the way you be polite to them, modeling the behavior that you need, that they need to model as well.
Alright, so what kind of, they want to talk about, let's see. At your table, alright? I kind of want you guys, we're not gonna split up into two, we just do at your table. For about 8 to 10 minutes, I just want to discuss, alright, some of the behaviors you have seen, the harassment and bullying you have seen in the building, at your table. And we're gonna come back and talk about ways that we can categorize those behaviors and how we can respond to those. Alright, so for about 8 minutes, let's talk about your table, some of the things you've seen here in the building, okay? Bullying wise, harassment wise, and then we'll come back. I'm gonna look up and see that
like to add something? Yes. Any behavior you've seen in the classroom?
Quick 8 minutes. Alright, let's go around and talk about, I'll just take one from each table, just a harassment bully that you guys have seen. I'll give you an example that we came up, like, for me, I hear people call someone retarded. Or, you know what I'm saying, or just some name like that. Oh man, he's retarded, he's stupid. Alright, that's harassment, that's bullying. Even though we may not take it that way, it's what it is, okay? So, that's my example. One.
between relationships. One person was upset about something, and then mad at another student, and just every day she came in and just saying stuff, doing stuff, even though this person was ignoring her, just a constant, I'm gonna mess with you, I'm gonna pick at you, I'm gonna do something, and that is movement.
All right, so make that call a poke.
Yeah, poke.
Okay, cool. Yes. Okay, I'll come back. I'm gonna be quick with it, yes.
We talked about that. Sometimes it's hard to feel that line in the sand with bullying because the kids pick each other all the time. It's like, where is that gray area that, okay, now we've crossed the line, and some students play to the point that it's all in good fun.
Yes.
Even though the words they're saying could be perceived as bullying, everybody perceives it as fun because that's a personality.
Yes.
But others could say the exact same thing in the exact same way and automatically triggering. So it's like walking that tightrope of where is the line, and it's all based on reactionary
Yes.
from the students, not exactly what's coming out.
Gotcha. Now, that is, this is a piggyback right there. Teacher moment I call it. It's the environment that we create though. If we allow certain things, then they're gonna think it's okay to do it. And I'm guilty of it too. I hear kids say something down the hallway that's out of line and going, and I may say something that day, and I may not say something that day. But if I don't, that's letting that student know, guess what? I can say it again. I can say it again. So a lot of it's left up to us in the environment that we create. Alright, don't get me wrong, a lot of it deals with at home, the environment they create at home. We can't control that part. We only control this part here. So that's one of the things we're trying to do with this program is to try to create an environment where we start pretty much the role model of not accepting certain things. It may be redundant, especially with the cussing. We hear it 24/7. Alright? But if they continue to hear it over and over again that we're not gonna have it, hopefully they'll get in their head that, you know what? I said hopefully. Alright? But again, trying to create that environment. Okay? Cool.
I think we talked about how we don't really see much bullying, like, our kids are a lot kind of protective of one another. And so kind of go off what you said, like retarded, and I think a lot of that, like saying retarded and stuff like that, it's just the ignorance, like the lack of knowledge of other ways to say it. And a lot of times they'll say somebody else is slow or retarded when they got their own idea.
To make themselves feel better,
Right,
right?
but they also take like some of our autistic babies, you know, we co-taught, so they'll take like who are cognitively different, they will protect them and they still don't call them, he's slow and stuff like that. But they don't mean it in a negative way.
Now,
So, no.
how does that student take it too though sometimes, right?
Well,
I'm
yeah.
just saying in general, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Some students gonna be, okay, I'm cool with that, I know they're not gonna know anything. Certain students not gonna take it that way. Depending on the day as well, what's going on in that person's life. Let's be honest with that. So you're right, yes.
And what I saw a couple of weeks ago was a couple of girls were picking on this young man who's has an African background, and they were actually talking to him about telling him he's black and he's this, that, and other. And so I had to pull them to the side and say, I won't ever hear you say that ever again. And then I pulled him to the side the next day, and I was kind of talking to him in the hallway and telling him, don't ever let them talk to you like that. Let me know when they do that, because your skin tone is very beautiful, and we all have different shades. So I don't want him to really feel bad, because he was okay with it, but he was saying that they pick on him a little bit. So I was seeing that.
Yes.
Well, we talked a little bit about the LGBTQ community.
Yes.
And we have students who identify within that community. And they're in our classroom, and sometimes what I see is students, they're still accepting of them, but there's still these little conversations that take place, and you could see it kind of escalating. And what I've had to do a couple times is step in and call the other students who want to just kind of make comments or just kind of like degrade, and just have that conversation with them one-on-one. It's something that we have to constantly be aware of, because I find that those students, sometimes when they basically get to that point, they feel like their back is against the wall, and then they basically get into fights. I have like 2 students who identify like that, who've been suspended because of fights, and I'm sure it's something somebody said that got them off. So we got to be cognizant of that.
I mean, the other thing, we have to encourage our teachers to, go ahead and encourage the student to use that QR code, say something, see something. Because a lot of time, they don't want to come, to an administrator and say something or a teacher, but a lot of kids report it. So the good kids, even though it doesn't affect them personally, but they hear something, they go ahead and report it. So you have to encourage them to do that. You can have one of the posters, in your room, tell them about it.
So if someone is being bullied, they can report bullying to them?
Anything they see that they know is not right.
Mr. Perry will tell you, y'all, these good kids are sick of stupid stuff. And they are, I'm telling you, for the English teachers, we've been getting dissertations from the good kids who's sick and tired of stuff, and immediately when they tell us, we jump on it. So y'all will help us if y'all promote, see something, say something.
Part lives in privileges.
Yeah. Yes.
One thing, because when I taught middle school, y'all know this is year 24 for me, so. But when I taught middle school, we did a bullying program, middle school and all that. And y'all, it's different. I mean, it's totally different. It is literally on the slide. You don't really see it. There's some things I've noticed is situational. All right? So, like, I'll hear a kid say something, and sometimes they'll catch themselves. But you don't know how it affects the other kid when they catch themselves. Because they don't realize, oh, wait, I shouldn't have said that because so-and-so. Because it just happened the other day. This is why it's coming to my mind. But it's very situational these days. Because you know what they can do if they really want to bully somebody? Right there. So, that see something, say something, especially since we're addressing to bullying and they can do it, it needs to be, I mean, to be honest with you, give me the post, I'm going to put it in my classroom. Because see, my thing is bullying is one of these things. I've seen bullying where, I'll be honest with you, the kid who's being bullied, he brought it on himself. He literally went around and talked about people's mothers and literally brought it on himself. But the point is like, y'all understand where I go? They'll say something, they might catch themselves, but they might continue it and not thinking it's anything about it. I got kids that they're working on a group project together. They were cussing in the background. I said, y'all gotta stop. I said, I ain't dealing with this no more. Come back from break. Guess what they started doing again? Cussing. Guess what I did? I told y'all remember what I said? They stopped. It's just something you gotta keep on with them and they understand. And again, it goes back to building relationships. They know a little bit about you. My son's autistic. Well, y'all don't think I don't harp on it. I jump on them if they started messing with any of my special needs kids. I have special needs kids in my third block especially. And they know where I stand. Let them know where you stand. Let them know how you feel about that kind of stuff. Because if they respect how you feel about it, then they might change the way they feel about it. So it's just a modeling thing that you got to do. Okay? I mean, I even tell them, I said, you think I would take you saying that to my son? How would you take that if your child was like that? So it's just something you got to think about. It's going to be on the slide. Simple correction is fine, but if it continues, we got to back each other up on that as well. So.
No, that's good.
Oh, no.
Are you good, Coach? Go ahead.
Good? Yeah, I'm good. I was just scratching my just like it.
He said, Coach, you talk too much.
No, actually, I'm glad because he touched on a lot of stuff that we were going to touch on anyway. About really getting to know the kids, giving them choices. When you hear something that happens, stop them for a second. Make them think about, was there a different way of saying that? Could you use a different name or a different word? So again, that's us catching these students sometimes in their act. All right, then they'll start catching themselves in the same act.
Just something to post to you all that y'all already gone through some of the training, something I have a question about. But it's something I think about too sometimes. And I think somebody mentioned it. Sometimes it's not best to address it right when it happens. But you need to stop the person before they leave your classroom. Because I had a situation back beginning of the semester that kind of concerned me. I stopped the student before he left my classroom and talked to him. Because if you address it right then, depending on how you address it, because I have to catch myself, how you address it, it's going to draw more attention to the kid that's being bullied.
Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of like if you were bullied when you were a kid, you really go home and tell your mama, because you know your mama's going to be walking up to the school and it's going to look even a little more embarrassing. So you got to kind of get on the slide. They do it on the slide, you get on the slide. You made them come to you and you talk to the person who did it. All right, let them know that's not cool, you're not going to accept it.
And what the program calls that is interrupting phrases of harassment. So when you say you interrupt what's going on, Alright? And there's different phrases that you can use, you know? Think about it. There are other choices. Yes.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times the kids, like, from what other people said, just don't understand. Like, in my class, right before we left, there were a couple of gentlemen in the back of my room having conversations and referring to other females in this, girls in the school as females. And I know for a lot of people, that feels very objectifying. And I had to have a conversation where it's like, hey, look, I'm not here to get y'all in trouble, but like, this is why using the term woman or anything else besides female would be more appropriate, and they've stopped. And it's just, they genuinely don't know sometimes that what you're saying or what they're doing is inappropriate. And if you can explain the reason, if they know